You are holding on to something right now, something that is slowly crushing you. Maybe it is a grudge against someone who wronged you years ago. Maybe it is a relationship that ended badly. Maybe it is a version of your life that never materialized, a dream that died, a path not taken. Maybe it is guilt over something you did or failed to do. Maybe it is the weight of other people's expectations pressing down on your chest every single day. Whatever it is, you are carrying it, and it is destroying you, not because the thing itself is so heavy, but because you refuse to put it down. The Stoic philosophers understood this with terrifying clarity. They knew that the human mind has an almost infinite capacity for suffering, not because life is so painful, but because we cling to things that were never ours to hold in the first place. Epictetus asked the most devastating question in all of philosophy. He said, quote, "How long are you going to wait before you demand the best for yourself?" End quote. But before you can demand the best, you have to release the worst. And most people cannot do this. They hold on to pain like a treasure. They revisit old wounds like a shrine. They carry resentment like a weapon. They are too afraid to use, but too proud to put down. Why? Because letting go feels like losing. It feels like admitting defeat. If you stop being angry at the person who betrayed you, does that mean what they did was acceptable? If you stop being grieving the life you thought you would have, does that mean your dreams did not matter? No, it means you have chosen to stop punishing yourself for things that are beyond your control. It means you have decided that your peace is worth more than your pride. It means you have finally understood what Epictetus taught 2,000 years ago. Quote, "Make the best use of what is in your power and take the rest as it happens." End quote. Marcus Aurelius wrote, quote, "Accept the things to which fate binds you, and love the people with whom fate brings you together, and do so with all your heart." End quote. This is not passive resignation. This is not giving up. This is the most active, most powerful, most courageous thing a human being can do. It is looking at reality exactly as it is, without flinching, without wishing it were different, without constructing elaborate fantasies about what should have been, and choosing to work with what you have. The Stoics drew a sharp line between acceptance and approval. You can accept that something happened without approving of it. You can accept that a relationship ended without believing it should have. You can accept that you failed without concluding that you are a failure. Acceptance is not a moral judgment. It is a practical one. It is the recognition that fighting reality is a war you will always lose. Seneca said it with characteristic bluntness. Quote, "We suffer more often in imagination than in reality." End quote. Most of what you are holding on to is not the actual event. It is the story you have built around the event, the meaning you have assigned to it, the narrative of injustice, of loss, of betrayal that you replay in your mind. Let go of the story, and the pain has nothing left to cling to. This is perhaps the hardest form of letting go. Releasing people who are no longer meant to be in your life. Marcus Aurelius wrote, quote, "The object of life is not to be on the side of the majority, but to escape finding oneself in the ranks of the insane." End quote. Sometimes the insanity is staying in a relationship that drains you because you are terrified of being alone. Sometimes it is maintaining a friendship that exists only out of obligation and guilt. Sometimes it is trying to earn the approval of a parent, a boss, or a partner who will never give it, no matter what you do. The Stoics taught that you cannot control other people. You cannot control their feelings, their actions, their choices, or their opinions of you. You can influence them. You can love them. You can set an example. But you cannot make them be who you need them to be. Letting go of people does not always mean cutting them out of your life. Sometimes it means releasing your attachment to the outcome, loving someone without needing them to love you back in a specific way, caring about someone without trying to fix them, being present with someone without needing them to be different than they are. Epictetus taught this with a powerful image. He said to hold your loved ones the way you would hold a borrowed cup. Appreciate it, Use it, enjoy it, but know that it can be taken back at any time. And when it is, do not shatter, because the cup is gone. Be grateful that you got to drink from it at all. Seneca wrote, quote, "True happiness is to enjoy the present without anxious dependence upon the future." End quote. But he could just as easily have said without anxious dependence upon the past. The past is a prison that most people build for themselves. They construct it brick by brick out of regrets, resentments, and what-ifs. And then they serve a life sentence inside it, wondering why they feel so trapped. Here is the brutal truth the Stoics understood. The past does not exist. It is gone, completely, irrevocably, permanently gone. The only place it lives is in your memory, and your memory is not a recording, it is a reconstruction. Every time you replay a painful memory, you are not reliving the event, you are recreating it, often making it worse, adding details that were never there, amplifying emotions that have been distorted by time. Marcus Aurelius wrote, quote, "Very little is needed to make a happy life. It is all within yourself, in your way of thinking." End quote. Your way of thinking about the past is what keeps you trapped in it. Change the thinking, and you change everything. This does not mean pretending bad things did not happen. It means extracting the lesson and releasing the pain. It means looking at the past the way a scientist looks at data. What can I learn from this? How can I use this to make better decisions going forward? And then closing the file permanently. There is a form of attachment that is so common, most people do not even recognize it. It is the attachment to specific outcomes. You work hard and expect a promotion. You love someone and expect them to stay. You build something and expect it to succeed. You plan your life and expect it to follow the plan. Marcus Aurelius addressed this directly. He wrote, quote, "Never esteem anything as of advantage to you that will make you break your word or lose your self-respect." End quote. The attachment to outcomes makes you do exactly that. It makes you compromise your integrity. It makes you manipulate. It makes you cling to things that should be released. The Stoic approach is to focus entirely on what is within your control, your effort, your preparation, your character, your response, and to release attachment to the outcome completely. This does not mean you stop caring. It means you stop suffering when the result does not match your expectations. Do your best work, then let it go. Say what needs to be said, then let it go. Love with everything you have, then let the other person be free. Plan carefully, then accept whatever comes. The art of letting go is not a single act. It is a daily practice. Every morning, you will find new things to cling to, new worries, new resentments, new attachments. The Stoic discipline is to notice them, examine them, and release them before they take root. Marcus Aurelius did this every single day for nearly 2 decades. Each morning, he reminded himself of what he could and could not control. Each evening, he reviewed where he had clung too tightly and where he had let go gracefully. He was the most powerful man in the world, and his greatest battle was not with enemies at the border. It was with the attachments in his own mind. Seneca put it simply, quote, "It is not that we have a short time to live, but that we waste a great deal of it." End quote. Every moment you spend holding on to what cannot be changed is a moment wasted. Every hour spent replaying old pain is an hour stolen from the life you could be living right now. Let go of the grudge. Let go of the guilt. Let go of the version of your life that never happened. Let go of the need for other people to understand you, to validate you, to approve of you. What remains when you let go of everything you cannot control is not emptiness. It is freedom. The freedom to see clearly. The freedom to act decisively. The freedom to love without fear. This is what the Stoics promised. Not a life without pain, but a life where pain does not own you. Not a life without loss, but a life where loss does not define you. Let go and begin.